Hey! Welcome back to Archaeologic, the show that never goes out of date because we're careful not to contaminate organic samples. Today's artifact is a serious piece of history, but also serious fun. Congratulations to Steven Pascucci for having a very close guess. This artifact, as you can see, is a set of wings used by the US Air Force in a variety of different ways. Similar molds were used for pilots, for navigators, for balloon observers, and so on and so forth. There were a ton of wings made on this basic mold. When the US government likes something, they just stick to it. In this case, they stuck to this design from World War II through the early 1950s. A timeline that matches up really well with our artifact, which comes from a historic ranch site from the first half of the 20th century in Rancho Santa Margarita at Robinson's Ranch. This we're pretty sure was a toy because it's made out of plastic, so even though it looks a lot like those Air Force badges, it's got the words Junior on it, and it comes from a collection of toy artifacts from the ranch site dating to the 1940s and 50s, including things like model cars, toy guns, baseball paraphernalia, and other sort of boy toys. As I said, the writing on this badge says Junior. It actually says Junior SAC. Now, at first, I thought that this was associated with the Strategic Air Force Command, a major Air Force command commissioned during World War II, lasting up through the Cold War, end of the Cold War in 1992. However, I actually couldn't find anything associating Strategic Air Force Command with winged badges like this one. We were actually able to find a different corporation, the Serve Air Aviation Corporation, which was a private company contracted during World War II to serve as flight instructors on US Air Force bases. Now, during the first half of the 20th century, flight was an industry in its infancy. There just weren't that many pilots, but after the war, going to the 1950s, aviation was suddenly a commercial possibility because you suddenly had thousands of young men who knew how to fly and maintain aircraft. These Junior toy wings commemorate the optimism and patriotism of the era. So, if you have any more specific ideas about exactly where these come from, we'd love to hear them. As for this week's artifact, we'd like to look in the same general area, but we're going to dial it back a few thousand years. Since we just looked at something very carved with defined features, well, I'll just let the artifact speak for itself. If you have any ideas what this might be, let us know in the comments. And once again, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and have a wonderful and archaeologic week. Bye, guys. We're on a set. This is a closed set. You have to be quiet.